where would you invest it? One to two ideas about where you would actually put capital to work in this broader industry. Ben, I'll start with you and we'll go that way.
All right, sure. So I'm a hospitality guy through and through. I know, and I'm a restaurant guy, and I know restaurants are risky. I've opened and closed them. I've seen trends come and go. One thing I've seen of late, though, are two things. A, I've seen some restaurant groups that are already established picking up smaller, successful places, so very small restaurants that have just done very well on their own and brought them into their group and just blew them up. And I think there is an opportunity for that where you have, you look at the top 50 New York Times restaurants, or you look at Esquire's top 20 or GQ's top 20 and see these little tiny BYOBs, these little tiny restaurants. And I would say invest in them, give them the infrastructure and the means to expand something they've already done really well. Still risky, less of a risk. Another trend that I see that I would invest in is pretty much any type of flavor, whether it's beverage or food, coming out of Southeast Asia. Southeast Asia, both cuisine, flavors, beverages. We talked about like fermentation processes earlier. I would really keep my eye on that. It's being not just acceptable and more prevalent in our coastal cities, but even in a little bit in the middle America right now. So I see that trend really blowing up.
And you're specifically talking about Southeast Asia. We're going to see a lot of South Asians.
No, I'm talking, and we were talking about where to find good Indian food in Philadelphia, and we both said nowhere.
New York?
Right, New York. Right, exactly. In Toronto, yeah, but not in Pennsylvania. Right, so that would be a great investment to show Philadelphians what Indian food actually tastes like. But no, I was Southeast Asia is.
Makes sense.
So maybe surprisingly, one thing that hasn't gotten much attention in this conversation, and I touched on it, was the distribution chain from manufacturer to retailer to consumer. Beer wholesale. Very interestingly, beer wholesalers in Pennsylvania and most of the 50 states through franchise regulations essentially have iron-bound rights to the brewers' brands. Banks love that, and so it's a very advantageous position to be in the service of getting beer to consumers. So we could look at another tier as an investable opportunity. Next to that, I think that the model that we've put ourselves into is very has a lot of promise. 9,500 breweries, maybe not all of them operating as efficiently as they should. Maybe they have a competitive neighbor that they should be working with. I think there's still a lot of opportunity to patch things together and bring some efficiencies to consolidated brewery groups.
So my growth, what we're thinking with yards is kind of what Bill has said, this facility right here is a marketing tool to get people to drive, more sales to your, to the beer distributors and things like that. So we're looking to, do for the first time a second brew pub. We really don't have a good location yet, or we're looking. But I think that's our next big move, and that's our next big investment that we're going to be doing into ourselves and out there. So I think it's the hospitality end, which is coming back from the abyss in a sense where it was, and I think it's going to be really strong for more reasons than it's like you couldn't get workers. Now when you get a worker, they're much more engaged than I think they were before. They're much more not likely to just take the day off. So I think we're getting into a different level of this hospitality business, and the event space and things like that just helps drive everything, and makes your brand the first thing out of people's lips.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for joining us today.